we are reading chapter 6, Taming of Everest. Yesterday we read half of the chapter and today we are going to complete our chapter. Okay, so you have to get ready with your books and pencils should be in your hand. Okay, students, today's lesson objective is to read and comprehend the text. Okay, now let's start our reading. Now students, let's take a recap of this chapter. Tenzing Norgay and Edmund Hillary started their journey to the Mount Everest, and they put on 3 pair of gloves and fastened their crampons to their boots and carried oxygen apparatus on their back. The journey was very difficult because there was a cliff of rock which was rising straight away out of the ridge and blocking it off. The worst part of their journey was that the snow was not firm, it was slippery, and they were slipping down again and again. But at 9 o'clock, they had reached on the south summit. Now they had to go only about 300 feet of ridge. They had to go along narrow twisting line between precipices and cornices. If they moved a bit here and there, it would all be over. Okay everyone, that we have read. Now we are starting from that line. Everything all right? This is a question. Everything all right? Yes, this was asked by the Edmund Hillary. And what was the reply of the Tenzing Norgay? Acha, all right, means yes, all right. Okay, all right. From the south summit, we first had to go down a little, then up, up, up. All the time, the danger was that the snow would slip. Yes, what is the written in the first line? From the south summit, we first had to go down a little, means after reaching at the southeast peak, now they had to go down a little and then they have to went upwards. Okay, all the time the danger was that snow would slip or that we would. Then up, up, up means from the south peak, first they had to go down a little, then they have to went up. All the time the danger was that snow would slip. All the time the danger which they were facing, that was snow would slip any time, and that we would get too far out on a cornice that would then break away, and if they put pressure on the cornice, it would break away any time. We moved just one at a time, taking turns at going ahead. They were moving turn wise, means one by one, while the second one wrapped the rope round his ex. If the one was moving, the second one was wrapping the rope round his ex and fixed the ex in the snow as an anchor. Anchor means, students, a heavy hooked object used to fix anything. Okay, if the one was moving, the second one was wrapping the rope round the X and fix the X in the snow so that they can go upward. The weather was still fine. We were not too tired, but ever so often, as had happened all the way, we would have trouble breathing. The weather was fine there, and even they were not too tired, but the main problem they were facing was that they would have trouble breathing and have to stop and clear away the ice that kept forming in the tubes of our oxygen sets. And actually they have to stop everywhere because the ice was kept forming in their tubes, and they have to clear that ice from the tubes. So that's why they were stopping everywhere. Students, actually below zero temperature, moisture in the air gets frozen, and that's why the tube that get blocked with the ice, and they have to stop everywhere and clear that ice. At last we came to the last big obstacle below the top. Finally they have to now follow now they have to cross the last problem hindrance that was below the top. This was a cliff of rock rising straight up out of the ridge, and actually the main obstacle was the cliff, a steep rock which they have to face, and it was actually blocking it off. Now it was a question of how to get over or around it. We could find only one possible way. Now they have only one way, and that was, this was along a steep narrow gap between one side of the rock and the inner side of an adjoining cornice. And what was that way? That was along a steep narrow gap which was between the one side of the rock and inner side of adjoining cornice, means near the cornice. Hilary now going first, working his way up it slowly and carefully. Who was moving forward? Hilary was going first, and he was moving very slowly and carefully. There was a great danger of ice giving away, but luckily it didn't. Actually they have to move slowly because they were moving on a precipices and cornices, so their ice can any time give away. So they have to move very slowly. That's why there was a big danger of ice giving away, but luckily it did not. Hilary got up safely to the top of the rock and then held the rope while I came after. Now first Hilary go on the top of the rock, and then he held the rope, and then Tenzing go upwards. On the top of the rock cliff we rested again. When they reached on the top of the rock cliff, there they rested again. Then we were on our way, and they then started again their journey. The ridge was now less steep. Than earlier. It was only a row of snowy humps. Now what they have to actually face? Snowy humps. Snowy humps means a raised area of snow. Now they have to face snowy humps, one beyond the other, one higher than the other. Finally we reached a place where we could see past the humps. Now finally they reach on the top where they can see the humps which they had crossed. Beyond them was the great open sky and brown plains. Now they can see the great open sky and brown plains from the place where they have reached. We were looking down the far side of the mountain upon Tibet. Now they were looking down the far side of the mountain upon Tibet. Ahead of us now was only one more hump, the last one. Now they have to face the last hump, and that was the last obstacle for them. A little below the summit, Hilary and I stopped. We looked up and then we went on. Just little below the summit, Hilary and Tenzing stopped there. Then they looked up and they went on again. We stepped up. Finally, they reached there. And what they said, we were there. The dream had come true. Now their dream had come true. Now I hope students you have understood the chapter. See what is written here. Adapted from Men of Everest, the autobiography of Sherpa Tenzing Norgay. Now students, we are going, I hope you have understood this chapter. So one thing I would like to say that I hope students this chapter would inspire you. Yes or no? Yes, this chapter would inspire you to follow your passion and realize your dreams. Yes, very good. Now students, we are reading the spelling bee words. Taming, extract, expedition, fastened, vertical, extremely, deviated, dangerous, twisting, anchor, adjoining, hump. Okay everyone, these are the spelling bee words which you have to write down in your notebook. Okay. Now students, we are discussing the question answers which are given in the margin area. Why did Sherpa and Hilary pull on 3 pairs of gloves, silk, wool and windproof? Why? Yes, to protect themselves from cold, chilly wind. Okay. Next is, why did they need oxygen apparatus? Very good, to get oxygen at higher altitude. That's why they need this. Okay. Next is, what time were they at the South Summit? Can anyone tell this answer? Yes, very good. At 9 o'clock they were at the South Summit. What types of obstacles were there? Yes, very good. They have to actually cross the precipices, cornices. These were the obstacle, and there was a ridge also. And one more thing, that is the snow was not firm. Next question is, why would they have trouble breathing so often? That I have explained you students. Why would they have trouble breathing so often? Yes, because in 0 degree temperature, moisture in the air gets frozen and it blocked the oxygen supply in tubes. That's why they were having trouble breathing. Next is, what was the last big obstacle they faced? Yes, this answer is in this paragraph. What was the last big obstacle they faced? Yes, it was a cliff of rock rising up straight up out of the ridge and blocking it off. Mainly it was a cliff of rock. That was a big obstacle they faced. I hope you have understood all the answers. Very good. Now students, there are some difficult words which you have to do in your notebook. Mount Everest, ascent, expedition, crampons, average, broadened, summit, extremely, slippery, precipices, cornices, deviated, anchor, obstacle, cliff, adjoining, and the last one is autobiography. These you have to do in your notebooks. Now students, see, some word meanings are given in the margin area that you have to do in your notebooks. Ascent, moving upwards. Ascent spelling is ASCENT, ascent, moving upwards. Crampons, CRAMPONS, crampons. Spiked iron plate for shoes to be able to climb mountains. Spiked iron plates for shoes to be able to climb mountains. Next is apparatus, APPARATUS, and the meaning is equipment. Okay. Next is ridge, a long narrow mountain range. A long narrow mountain range. Summit, peak, the highest point of a hill or a mountain. The highest point of a hill or a mountain. Next is precipice. Precipice means a very steep rock face or cliff, overhanging cliff. Okay. Cornice, precipice spelling PRECIPICE. Okay. Next is cornice, a mass of snow or ice projecting over a mountain ridge. Cornice spelling is Cornice. Cornice. Next is deviated, 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 to go in a different direction. To go in a different direction. Next is obstacle, Obstacle, obstacle. It means hindrance. It means hindrance. Adjoining, Adjoining. Adjoining means near or next to or touching. Okay everyone, I hope you have understood all the meanings also. So students, you have to do these word meanings and difficult words in your notebooks. Now students, here we are discussing the questions. I wonder, how did the Mount Everest get its name? Students, in the 19th century, the mountain was after the George Everest, a former Surveyor General of India, in 1856. Mount Everest got its name after the George Everest, and he was a former Surveyor General of India, in 1856. What do Everest climbers eat? Yes, Everest climbers eats eggs, chocolates, nuts, cheese, etc. Okay. Who was the first woman to climb Everest? Do you know about that? Okay, I will tell you. The first woman to climb Everest was Junko Tabei, and I'm going to spell the name of that lady. Junko, Junko, Junko. Here I am writing. It's N actually. Yes, Junko, Junko, Junko Tabei, Tabei. Okay, Junko Tabei. She was the first woman to climb Everest. Next is the picture of Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay shows them wearing goggles. Why do you need to wear goggles on snow mountains? Can anyone tell this? Okay, now listen. Actually, there are two main reasons actually. The first one is to protect themselves. We wear goggles on snow mountain to protect ourselves from the wind and the cold. Okay, you need to wear this to protect yourself from the wind and the cold. And the second reason is to protect yourself, to protect your eyes actually, to protect your eyes from the sun. There are two main reasons. The first one is you need to wear goggles to protect yourself from the wind and the cold, and the second one is to protect yourself, to protect your eyes, actually to protect your eyes from the sun. Okay everyone, that's why we need to wear goggles on snow mountains. I hope you have understood all the answers of I wonder. Again, we are just revising. How did the Mount Everest get its name? Mount Everest got its name in the 19th century, and it was after the mountain was named after George Everest, a former Surveyor General of India, in 1856. And what do Everest climbers eat? Everest climbers eat eggs, chocolate, nuts, cheese, etc. Okay, and who was the first woman to climb Everest? Junko Tabei. Okay, Junko Tabei. And next is why do we need to wear goggles on snow mountains? There are two main reasons. First one is to protect. You need to wear goggles on snow mountains to protect yourself from the wind and the cold, and to protect your eyes from the sun. Okay everyone, now students, you have to read this chapter again. Okay, and you have to do word meanings and difficult words in your notebooks. Okay. Now your homework is read the chapter and do difficult words, word meanings, and make sentences in your notebooks. Students, I am going to tell you some words and you have to make sentences of these words only. Okay. Students, you have to make sentences of expedition, fastened, extremely, deviated, and dangerous. Total there are 5 words and you have to make sentences of these words. Okay.